What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the Cyber Hero channel. Today's video, we'll be doing a tier list of all the Rainbow Six Siege operators, in my opinion, and based on some stats that they have. Plus, I'm going to make more Rainbow Six Siege content on this channel, so if you want to see more, hit that like and subscribe button, and if you want to support me, go down below, hit the Amazon affiliate link. You can buy anything using the link, and I get up to 10%, and that helps me a lot. So, let's get into it. Alright, so our first operator on this list is Buck. I'm going to go with Buck as a good mid-tier operator low mid. So that's C tier. For what he does, he's okay, but he's outclassed by Sludge in almost every way. He lost his frags. His shotgun's okay. His guns are probably the best part about him, but he's just outclassed. But if Sludge wasn't in the game, he'd probably be pretty good. Capital's next, and I'm going to put him in the same place. His fire and smoke are okay, but his weapons are lacking, in my opinion. I'd much rather to take someone with an AR or more of an assault rifle and an SMG rather than an LMG because, well, it's just going to be easier to control. So that's why I'm putting Capital in low mid tier. Next up we have Castle. Castle is a D tier operator. The only thing really holding him back from being higher is his gun. His gun is not good at all, and I just really can't see a reason to put someone higher if they can't deal enough damage. Kind of the same thing here with Cav. The perimeter is really good, but how often do you actually get to use Cav to an advantage? So, yeah, that's why I'm picking Cav and D tier. Next we have Clash. She's annoying, but I don't see why people fear her as much as they do. I'm going to put her in mid-tier. Her shield's annoying, and yes, it does damage, but if you have a nitro cell, she's easily counterable. So, you don't really need to worry about that. Next up is Doc. Doc's a good operator. He's a mid-tier operator. I'd put him in higher mid-tier if he still had his ACOG, but he does not, so he's a good mid-tier operator. His healing and his guns are pretty good. He's got a wide selection of utility. Can't really go wrong with picking Doc. Dokkaebi, she's alright. Her guns are okay. I like her ability a little bit, but it just, her secondaries are trash. Echo's a really, really good operator. Utility is always going to be key. There's nothing you can do about that. Utility is going to be good no matter what you do. And the top of utility is vision. Knowing where everyone is. It's just good. His weapon's alright. He's just got a lot of stuff going for him. Next up is Ella. D tier? Her mines are okay, but her guns are not good anymore. I mean, they used to be really good. If you don't believe me, just look that stuff up. But Ella, not so good anymore. Finka actually hurts your team. And she's meant to be like the Doc of the attackers, but no. What she does is she gives you stim boost, so you get 20 extra health for the time being. Plus you get no recoil. But the problem with that is higher tier players actually know that their recoil patterns and they know how to control it to where they constantly hit headshots and stuff like that. But when Finka takes that away, they're pulling down on their mouse or whatever they controller thumbsticks and they just go into the ground. So it doesn't really work well. Frost, I like her traps, but her guns aren't great, so she's going to be a low mid-tier operator to me. Fuse is trash. There's nothing more to be said there. His abilities are bad. His weapons are not the greatest, unless you're running the AK, but everything else is bad. Oddly enough, I have the Black Ice for his LMG, but that's not the point. We'll go over that in another video, but he's just not good. His comrade, trash as well. Glass is just not good. You had to bring all smokes for him to be effective, and he's more of a handicap to your team than anything. Next up is Goyle. Honestly, I think Goyle needs more love. I'm going to put him at the top of low mid tier. He is A, putting up deployable cover. So you can't hate that. The deployable cover can catch on fire for enemies. And from what I can tell, his guns are okay. So I think Goyle needs a little more love. Gridlock. She's trash. I'm sorry. In my personal opinion. Let's throw down some aerial denial stuff that when you can't really throw down unless the enemies are gone, and just she doesn't really work well. And with her being like a 3 armor 1 speed, and her hitbox being the biggest in the game, there's just, oh my god, you can't pick her. Habana, god tier operator. She's so good. She has heart breaching from a distance. Her guns give her access to the ACOG, many other sites, and they hit like a freaking freight train, so what's not to like about her? Her elite skin's actually really cool too. I like how they did that. Tapping into her lore, but that's not what we're ranking that on. Let's see how both of the Japanese operators are really high up there. We have Ayana. She would be higher because I said intel's great, but she's very vulnerable while getting the intel. And it's a little different with Echo because he can sit on his site that he has reinforced and stuff like that, so that puts him higher. But she's the attacker. People can sneak up on her. It is a little different. Echo has a way to defend himself with the disrupts. Ayana has nothing. So she's much lower on the tier list. IQ. Pretty good operator. Just being able to see electronics and see Capcan traps, Mozzie drones, mute jammers, all sorts of stuff like that. That's good to know. Next up on the list is Bandit. Bandit's also up there with IQ. Bandit's awesome. He's just a good planned out operator. I like his ability. I like his guns. Or gun. But he's just good. I have nothing else to say about Bandit. Jackal. Do we really need to talk about Jackal? He is really dang good. Tracks your footsteps, has no counter, and his guns are great. There, that's all that needs to be said. Jaeger. He's the god of this game. He's god. No matter how hard Ubisoft nerfs him, he gets back up 10 times stronger and is more prevalent than ever. We won't let Jaeger die. And plus, he's also really good. Like, his ability to stop grenades, and especially with the new nerf, or the new thing coming in, like, the new, like, semi-rework, I want to say, and Neon Dawn, really good. So, you can't really hate that. Cade, he's just a worse bandit, man. I'll put him in mid-low tier. His guns used to be really good, but now they're trash. And while his bandit, his like zappers are fine, you don't get enough to match up with Bandit, so I think Bandit's just a better operator. Callie, D tier. You only bring her if freaking Thatcher gets banned, so why pick her? Capcan. Much as I love playing Capcan, he's really not that great. Most Capcans are just going to wait in a corner and hope their traps do the work, and in lower tiers that works really well, but higher tiers he doesn't work. Legion is awesome. I really like Legion. Mid-tier operator. His goo mines are annoying, slows down enemies, disorientates them, does 5 damage. He's got pretty good weapons in my opinion. He has the ability to make those rotates pretty easily. I'm going to say Legion's a good mid-tier operator. Lion, not what he used to be, but still pretty good. The pings are awesome. Kind of a worse version of Jackal, but the ability to kind of keep their opponents in one spot and you can all rush at once. You could do some really cool plays with Jackal. Next up on this list is going to be Maestro. Maestro deserves a spot right here. A, cameras are really good. B, you need to deal damage in this game to get kills, do you not? You have to know where the enemies are. All sorts of things. Someone thought, let's put a turret in a camera and call it an operator. And that's where Maestro was made. And Maestro's really dang good. So, and plus his guns aren't bad either. For a defender, he's got some pretty dang good guns. Maverick is one of the best operators in this game. He has no counters. Let's be honest here. All you have to do for Maverick is stay far enough away from the bandit or the Cade, and you're going to destroy everything. You don't have to worry about it. He has no counters. He's really good. His guns are good too. Malusi. Oh my god. People who ban Clash over Malusi, please stop playing this game. I know it sounds like really rude to say, but Malusi is such a problem. And Clash, I get why you ban her, but still, making it to where you can't play the game is the most annoying thing any operator can do. Not to mention the fact that she has really decently weapons for a defender, so she's pretty good. Mira played correctly is up here. Mira in general is here. She's really good. Her guns are great. She has a really strong ability in my opinion, and it's just a good solid operator. Monty right now in the higher ranks, somewhere between here. Overall, Monty's a mid-tier operator. Of course, you got the sitting on the bomb or the fuser, I mean, stuff like that. He's just a good operator. There's nothing bad I can say about Monty. He's annoying to deal with, but there are things called nitro cells. Bring them. I'm gonna say you can. All right, so we'll put Mozzie in mid tier. His ability to take drones and stuff like that, really good ability. I like it a lot. But and his guns aren't bad either. But he's outclassed by Mute, in my opinion. They work really well together. Mute jams them, Mozzie shoots them with his little pest thing, and you got the control over the drone. That's really good. They work really well together and stuff like that. So I really like how they compare, but Mute can just stop people dead. He can jam the walls, all sorts of things. So you run Mute, Bandit, and Mozzie together, they're going to have no info on you, and they probably won't be able to get in that well. So those three operators are probably a really good team comp to run. Ace. Oh my god, is Ace really good. Again, going back to Halbana. Really good guns. Hard breaching from a distance. Hard breaching is good. Break through those reinforcements like butter, and it's going to be quite hard to counter them unless you're... Shut up. Unless you're... have a bandit, and sometimes bandit doesn't get runs, so... Ace is really good. Next up on this list, Ash. She's not great, in my opinion. She only breaks through the soft walls. And while that can create enough ruckus where you can probably get a couple kills, she just isn't that great. So, whatever. She's alright. Nook. She trash. She's so bad. I mean, what's the point of her? Let's hide from a camera that we could just shoot out? It makes no sense in my head. She just isn't a good operator, in my opinion. Nomad. Well, annoying. Doesn't add much to the team. Mid-tier operator. She's solid, but she isn't great. She doesn't add what these top 10 operators do, in my opinion. So she is definitely not here, but she needs to stay where she is, because if she was up here, you ban her every game. So Oryx, he'd be a lot better on attack. I'm sorry. He is just stupid on defense. Oh, I'm gonna run through a wall with my body rather than just buying an impact grenade. Like, what? I don't get it. He's just not that good. Pulse, Pulse is good, but I don't like his gun because it's trash. And yeah, I mean the Pulse Nitro Cells thing is great, but he's falls in the same thing with Castle. Their guns are bad. Rook, right below Doc. So Rook is a better starting, and then you move up to Doc as you progress through the game. But overall, I don't see Rook being better than Doc ever. So yeah, if Doc is up here, Rook's got to be down here. Sludge, obviously, since Buck is low mid-tier, he'll be mid-tier. He is just better than Buck in every way. He has his old frag grenades. You can't really go wrong with picking Sludge. Nothing Buck has really going for him in that is the range, but that's not really important in my opinion, unless you're playing against certain operators. Smoke, a well-trained Smoke can make him seem impossible to do or get past in any way, but low mid-tier. I have fun playing Smoke. I think he has a really cool elite skin, stuff like that. His ability is really good. His aerial denial is great for a defender. But, in my opinion, he's just not that great. But, take it how you will. Next up on this list is reworked Tachanka. So, this is the reworked version. They brought him from being here to being mid-tier. Honestly, I want to put him in high tier, but he's just not. He is a solid roamer. A solid anchor. His gun is very good. There's no way around that. And I like his Shamika launcher. I mean, shooting fire is cool. And it does fair amount of damage. I wouldn't say a lot, but it's good enough to deny area, which is great. Thatcher is at God tier. They nerfed him this season. It isn't enough. Honestly, I think you made him more powerful. Because rather than destroying it and allowing Bandit to put down a new trap, you temporarily disable it, which makes him he has to pick it up and put it back down. It makes it harder for the team to play around, and it makes it a lot easier for the attackers. Thermite. The only reason I'm not putting this hard breacher in God here is because you have to put him up against the wall, and he's got to be close to the wall, and that can, not be good. So he's a little lower, but still a very good operator. Twitch is D tier. I like her ability, but her guns aren't great, and I just don't think she brings enough to the table. That's it. She's a little fun to play, but given how her drone is very visible, and you can't really jump with it at all, it makes it quite hard to get the job done. Valkyrie, again, one of those things where info is really good. She's a high tier operator. Her guns are great. Nothing really bad to say about Valkyrie. Vigil. I've been playing this game for about a year now. A little more than that. Can someone please explain to me what the point of Vigil is? Is he just a roamer? I don't see a good point in Vigil, so he's going to be D tier. Next up on this list is Womai. Or my favorite opinion, Baby Jaeger. With him, I'm going to put him up here. Top of mid-tier. You can't compare to Jaeger, but what he does is fine. It just depends. Warden's terrible. I'm not going to go into it. He's just bad. Yang is mid-tier. He's not great, but she does the job. and her flashes are okay. Zero, again, mid-tier. He can shoot through the wall with his little camera, but his cameras are very visible and will probably get shoot out before you can get any info off of it, so that's the only reason he's not here and up here. Sophia's really good. No complaints. Her guns are good. She's a better Ash, in my opinion. Amiru. Mobility in a game about hard breed, like, she doesn't fit in Siege, in my opinion. She just does. How often are you actually using her ability? You go in blind, go through the windows, and you're usually dead in 2 seconds. She doesn't contribute much. Blackbeard, D tier. Doesn't add much to the team. Isn't a good operator. Amur? Or Alibi? Is that her name? Yeah, Alibi. She will get basically gold and below operate, like people. Sorry guys, my recording cut out after I was speaking about Alibi, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this up here and enjoy the gameplay in the background. What I was saying is the fact that she's really not going to get people in gold or lower. Or she will get people in basically high gold and lower, but anyone in like plat and higher you aren't really going to get. And then I was talking about Blitz, but it cut out, so I'm just going to talk about Blitz, and I put Blitz in low mid tier, so that is my final ranking. I just feel like he is very outclassed by other operators in the game currently and doesn't provide much for the team except for a couple flashes, but other operators can bring flashes themselves as a secondary gadget and have hard breaching utility, so I wouldn't really bring Blitz. And with that, guys, just make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Let's see if I can get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year, and see you next time.